Hello my little storm clouds, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today I am building a pirate ship. I have seen loads of people do these all over YouTube, and I really wanted to build one myself, and somebody popped in my stream a couple of weeks ago and said I should do a boathouse. I'm so sorry I can't remember your name. I'm terrible at names, better at like faces, and I recognise like profile pictures. So instead of doing a boathouse, I was like, I want to do a pirate ship because that's just so much cooler. I still do want to do a boathouse though, because I feel like that would be fun. I also want to apologise for my voice and if this is a little bit choppy, because I am still recovering from being not well, and I may have to like stop recording my voice to have a little bit of a cough, but I'm going to try get through as much as possible without coughing because I don't want to deafen you guys. But yeah, I had so much fun creating this pirate ship. I actually made this a couple of weeks ago, but then I went away to go see my family. That is why I am ill. I got it passed from my little nephews. Lovely seeing them though, so sort of worth it. And then obviously I've not been very well, so I've just had the video just sat here and I'm finally getting around to it today. So I'm glad I finally got around to it. I'm using mainly the Get Famous stuff because it has this pirate ship sections, and they were just so much fun to use. And I did use tool mod because if I sized them up with the normal bracket keys, it was either going too big or too small. So I had a bit of a play around, and I think I sized it, I can't remember if it was 1.4 or 1.5. So it was like a little bit of an in-between of sizing it up to 2 and 1. But I can't 100% remember because, like I said, this was a couple of weeks ago. And I added these little cannons on the side. I did a few of these downstairs as well, facing out of some windows. I also added a set of stairs where it looks like you go down into the cabin on this right hand side. Oh, well, now your left hand side because it's just a switch. And those stairs aren't actually functional. I kept them there though because I liked the look of it when you go downstairs with the big massive grand staircase. So I left them there. This is what I mean here, putting the stairs in here. These don't work. So I ended up placing a ladder in and like hid it a little bit so it's harder to see. So your Sims still can go down here and it's a fully functional livable space. Down in this area I ended up doing a bedroom right near the front of the ship. I think the front of the ship is it called the bow or the bow? I'm not very good with ship or boat terminology. It's not what I know much of. I think the stern is the back. So from the ship, to be able to access it, I decided to create a little dock area, and I made the dock area look like I wanted it to still fit in with the piratey theme. So I've done like little boxes everywhere, bits of nets on the floor, like they're going to get storage and stuff and bring it onto the ship, or they're removing it off the ship to like sell on the docks. At the front of the ship where I've added the thing from Get Famous, I didn't make that bit functional. I could have, but I didn't want to because there's barely anything you can do on there because there is items there. Whereas on the back portion of the ship, I made the second story actually function. So your sim can go up here, and I added a pirate wheel, and that fully works as well. I think it's because it's part of like the acting career thing. You can make your sims actually play with it. And I added stuff like a telescope on there as well. From the debug menu, I found a few little wooden boats and placed them also around the edge of the dock, just to add some details, otherwise it was going to be very bare. I think I also added a fishnet in the water, and I also added a few other things that are from Island Living because I am building there, like the coral and stuff. For the windows on the side of the boat, I was playing around with a few different designs. What I ended up using was the windows from Jungle Adventure, I think. And they flap open to one side, so it's like a door, and I use tool mod so it looks like they flap upwards. And it's so weird because there is two types of this window, one where the window opens to the left, one where it opens to the right. And tool mod let me flip one of them and it wouldn't let me flip the other, so I just had to use the same window on all of them, the one that worked with tool mod. So super weird. I went ahead and made the ship a little bit longer because I thought it was a little bit too short compared to the width, so I went ahead and added some more length, added a few details like treasure chest, some barrels. Horse ranch was great for this. I also made a functional like lookout point. Again, I don't know what this is called, so I ended up adding a little floor up here so your sim can go up here and stand in this little barrel at the top. I maybe should have added the telescope to here. I don't know if I'd be able to because it is only like 2 wide in the end. I think I'll go for. You need 1 space for the ladders going up and then the 1 space for your sim to be able to stand. So I don't know if I'd be able to fit a telescope on there, but it'd be cool if I could. I detailed the dock using these lanterns. I think I ended up using these ones because I did switch a few times, I think, before this, because I couldn't get one that I like the look of. I like these ones, look a little bit more rustic, and I like the type of lantern that was on it. I don't think they're technically a light where they illuminate the area, they just have a little bit of glow to the actual item. So later on I ended up adding some little lights and placing them inside of this so they do actually illuminate the area. And I didn't end up testing it, but you can see I've got some ladders here down the side. These are the ones where you put them on the edge of a dock normally. It's not the normal ladders. These ones I think are from Island Living. They're meant for going down into the ocean. I haven't tested if they work. I should have. So here's where I flipped the windows upwards. I do end up removing a couple of the cannons because I'm like, oh, I've changed it into a different space. Like I've made it into a kitchen and it was weird just having a cannon in the kitchen. So I did remove a couple of them but kept most of them in. Also, you'll be able to see in a second, I've just got loads of stuff all over the beach. I ended up just going through all of the catalogue and taking things out which I think I might have wanted to use. I didn't end up using everything, but I really enjoy doing this because it gets a little bit of a sense of what sort of style you're wanting to go for with things. So I've added loads of crates everywhere and alcohol, obviously, because rum. And the base here does change slightly. I think I moved those barrels to over, yeah, I moved them back. And the way I've done it is doors either side. One side leads through a kitchen and then I did the other side leading to a study, which is full of like treasure and books and everything really interesting that a pirate would find. And then you go through, if you go through the kitchen door, or the office door on the other side, we come into a living area I ended up doing. And I also did the bathroom like in the center of the living area in a little like boxed off room. And then the final room is the bedroom. I do end up switching the kitchen to the other side because I was like, oh, I want to put kitchen cabinets across the top. And I don't like it doing that when there's windows there. So I flipped the kitchen to the other side and it just made my life way easier. And then I ended up just doing a little island floating in the middle. I'm getting all the kitchen sinks out here because I wasn't sure which off-the-grid kitchen sink I wanted to use, which would work. I thought this one would work best. It sort of doesn't quite work. It looks a little bit different to the other ones, even though it's from the same pack. The pattern's slightly different, but I was like, well, it's a pirate ship. It's not meant to be like perfect or anything like that. So here I am flipping everything to the other side because it just made more sense. Like I said about the sink, I made it off the grid. Everything that I've used in here should be off the grid, I believe, unless I've accidentally missed something, because I really wanted it to be off the grid because I feel like that makes just the most sense for a pirate ship. And when I tell you I had so much fun building this, it's just so different from building a regular house. Even though it has all the stuff that a regular house has, it was just so different to build and I really, really enjoyed it. And I want to build stuff more, like I want to build more stuff like this, but I'm not 100% sure what other things to build, but I really do want to do more stuff like this because it was so much fun to do something different, go out of my comfort zone and play around a little bit. So this is the office starting to come together just there. Now I've moved to the outside because I can't focus on one thing for too long. And you can see I've just got loads of random stuff in there at the moment. That is because I'm deciding what I want to use in here. I wasn't even sure whether it was going to be office yet. I thought maybe a cleaning room, but I was like, it's too big. So I ended up placing a lot of books in here. We've got the swords, more like little decorative books, jewelry, everything that's like fancy. You can see here on the beach I have all this little section of tiny little things that I wanted to place in here. I think this is the point where I was like, oh, I need a bathroom. This was a bit of a weird shape, so I ended up just squaring it off. So I have a little bathroom in this area. I moved the door to round the side. I didn't like it in that centre, and I thought that centrepiece could be great for like a big piece of art on there. And again, I went with the off-the-grid stuff. Did I end up going for this bath in the end? I think I stuck with this bath. But I think I changed to the same sink that I used in the kitchen because it just made most sense. And then I was trying to find like an oldish looking style of toilet. I went for the one from Vampires, and this is also off the grid. And we obviously had to use the ship art because it made most sense. I went for something really grand for a lot of the furniture as well. I don't know why, I'm like, a pirate's grand, but I feel like they steal so much that if that's why it's grand. So it's quite fancy furniture. I also stuck with dark woods for this, a lot of different wood tones. Again, most of the time, a lot of these things have been stolen, they might not match. I know these two tables do match. I just really like these, and I think they look so pretty. I had to use the matching set. These are from For Rent, and they're just so pretty. And I added candles again for the off the grid functionality, and we've actually got light. So I'm adding more things to the office and just cluttering it up as much as I can. I just wanted to make it look like everything is stolen, and we've got a little write-in section here so your sim can sit and do some research, write things down, make maps, whatever pirates do other than steal, I'm not sure. Never seen a pirate in real life, only seen them in like Pirates of the Caribbean, and I feel like buckets are also very necessary. There was always buckets and mops when you see the films, so I added a couple of buckets, a few different sizes, and again loads of barrels. I don't know what they keep in these barrels. Is it like gunpowder? Is it food? Is it... I honestly don't know what they keep in here. Maybe it's all sorts of different things. So to make the ship sort of blend in better, I used these. These are from Crystal Creations. I can't remember what they're called. I think this is actually a shelf, but I also used a couple of other things which they're on the outdoor wall decor section, just to sort of try blend it so it looked a little bit more normal coming down into the different shape of the actual room. And I was struggling a little bit, but I think in the end I got it to sort of look okay. And it's like the more I added, the more cool it looked, because it looked really detailed. I added a couple of different windows on the front of the ship. I don't know why, I just thought it looked a little bit nicer having something different there, and I wanted the bedroom to be a bit more grand at the front. I added some artwork. In my head, this is like stolen artwork. These are random people. These pirates don't know who they are, but they just want to display it anyway. Had to add some map artwork also. Again, some more swords are very necessary. But that is pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!